to recruitment experts, a new trend is developing where the best person for the job isn't necessarily the most qualified.
Given unemployment is on the rise in much of Australia, many Aussies face the prospect of job interviews for the first time in years. And if you think your impressive resume will be enough for you to get over the line, think again. According to experts, a new trend is developing where qualified applicants are losing out in job interviews to other less skilled candidates who are deemed more likely to fit in with the culture of the company.
You want to have people that are aligned to your culture rather than having cultural assassins that are going in a different direction and the antithesis of what you're looking for, really.
No doubt there's a lot to be said for people who add to the culture of a workplace. Take our producer, Anthony, for example. We didn't hire Anthony because he was that good at producering. In fact, he's not. I mean, horrible. I mean, bad ideas, bad execution. But he will eat whatever you put in front of him. And that lifts my spirits. Lemon, Anthony? Research shows enthusiastic people like Anthony are highly sought after by employers because when new workers fail at their job, only 11% of the time is it due to a lack of skill, while in the vast majority of cases, it's on account of a poor attitude and an inability to fit in. He's eating a lemon.
Now eat this mouse.
Whoa, aren't you a vegetarian?
Yeah. Ooh, I got carried away then.
In a study released today by Sydney University, researchers found 97% of retail managers in Sydney's CBD rate personality as an important attribute. 85% want applicants to look good, and just 44% care if candidates have the right qualifications. Hey, that's weird. Anthony's not that good looking.
Yeah, he kind of looks like an egg with a beard.
Here you guys.
Sorry, man.
Do you want another lemon? So why is adding to the culture of a company so highly valued? And what can you do to turn on the charm?
That is so mean. I love you, Anthony. I really do. Sarina Russo is a recruiting expert and is with us now. Sarina, is this right? Do employers really value fun candidates who, add to the culture of a company over people with impressive resumes?
Well, of course they do, but of course if you're thinking about an Airbus, a pilot, we definitely need the technical skills there because we want to make sure that what goes up can also go down. So I guess my point is personality, charm, charm and personality is great for salespeople, but you do have to have some technical skills in certain roles, of course.
Have you ever hired someone just because they had a lot of charm?
Absolutely. And you know what? They make great salespeople.
Now,
look at me. Charm didn't work for me when I was a legal secretary. I used to get fired for every job.
Now, be completely brutally honest with me right now. Would you say I'm more charming or suave?
Sorry?
You don't have to answer that, Sarina.
Now, Sarina, I like to walk around work just offering cupcakes and just high-fiving people and generally trying to distract them from whatever they're doing. I mean, is that a good idea? Does that add to the overall productivity of workplaces?
Dave, you'd be fired if you were working for me. Ultimately, an employer wants some productivity. I mean, you can have charm and you can have all the personality in the world, but unless you can produce and add value, unfortunately, employers have to be seriously looking at you and saying, sorry, Dave, you're great, but next, please.
Sarina, for someone who was applying for or walking into a job interview tomorrow, and this is not a personal question, what can people do to make sure that they fit in, but also increase their chances of landing that job?
Well, that's a great question. I think that in life, we really need self-belief. Whether it's a job, whether it's applying for a bank loan, you've got to have self-acceptance is the other thing as well. And of course, you've got to sort of be able to communicate your ability as well. And that's very, very important. And ultimately, you've got to have a good attitude.
Well, Sarina, it's been great to have you on tonight, and hopefully we've helped at least somebody at home who might be going for that job interview tomorrow.
Absolutely, and I shall see you at the top. Ciao for now.
Thanks, Sarina. I've never once seen you with a cupcake in hand, Dave. Why don't I get you cupcakes?
No, I give the cupcakes out on the radio in the morning.
You're on the job?
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks for that.
Well, I run out of cupcakes.
So hang on, you do radio in the morning, you do our show at night, you're doing stand-up at the Comedy Festival after this. When are you baking?
Look, my wife bakes and she said, we've got to get them out of the house, honestly. Too many cupcakes. Stop, sweetie. Oh, yes, sorry. I'm having
something funny for us now, Dave? That was funny, but you got something
all right,
also
I do.
funny.
The Commonwealth Bank, the culture there is fantastic. There's no doubt about that. They had a strategy meeting and they talked about the results today. The CEO said this.
in the way we think about the success of the business is customer satisfaction and people engagement. Now, some might argue which is the chicken and which is the egg. We argue they're all chickens and they're all eggs.
It's a pretty full-on argument to have, isn't it?
I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Chickens, eggs, get out of my office. I don't have time for this argument. We're going to take a break. Back in a tick.